How to analyze plot for English literature. Have you ever wondered how to break down a story's plot in English literature? Understanding plot analysis is essential for 10th graders tackling literary works. Let's get into the details of how to do this effectively. To start, most stories follow a basic structure made up of 5 main parts: exposition, rising action, climax, falling action, and resolution. Knowing these parts will help you analyze any plot. First, we have the exposition. This is where the story introduces the setting, main characters, and initial conflict. Pay attention to when and where the story takes place. Who are the key characters? Look for background information that sets the stage for the story. Next is the rising action. This part shows how the conflict develops and becomes more complicated. Look for events that create tension or challenges for the characters. These moments build interest and lead to the turning point of the story. Then we reach the climax. This is the most intense moment in the story, often marking the turning point. Identify where the main conflict peaks and the characters face their biggest challenge or decision. This moment is critical for understanding the story's direction. After the climax comes the falling action. Here, the story begins to move toward a conclusion. Look for events that show the consequences of the climax and start resolving the conflict. This part is essential for tying up loose ends. Finally, we have the resolution. This is where the story wraps up. Notice how the conflict is resolved and what happens to the characters at the end. This part gives closure to the narrative. While analyzing the plot, also consider how it connects with other elements like characters, setting, and theme. For instance, the conflict often involves the protagonist or main character and the antagonist or opposing force. The setting can influence the events, so understanding these connections helps explain why the plot unfolds as it does. To support your analysis, use specific examples or quotes from the text that highlight key plot points. Explain how these examples contribute to the story's development or meaning. This means going beyond just summarizing what happens. Explain why these events are important and what they reveal about the characters or themes. For effective study and homework, help break down the plot into these parts and take notes on each. This makes it easier to organize your thoughts and write clear paragraphs or essays. When writing, start with a topic sentence about the plot element you're discussing, provide evidence from the story, explain its significance, and then connect it back to the overall story. Managing your time well means setting aside specific periods to read carefully, take notes, and review your analysis before writing. Avoid rushing through the plot summary. Focus instead on understanding how the story's events build on each other and what they mean in the larger context of the work. By following these steps, you can analyze plot effectively and improve your English literature skills as a 10th grader.